Hey guys, what is up? I'm Rover and welcome back to another video. Sorry if I sound a little bit stuffed up. I actually have a cold right now and there's not much I can do about that, but yeah. So, a little while ago, Skymur made a video saying what his childhood games were. And he tagged me to do one. So, I'm here and I'm going to do it. Okay, so I wasn't huge into video games as a child, believe it or not. It's only in the past 4 or 5 years that I've really gotten into it, and probably not even that, probably about 3 or 4. And I guess it all picked up a lot when I got my laptop, PC gamer from Birthman. No, no, but seriously, I got the laptop and I played like Roller Coaster Tycoon and Zoo Tycoon, and games like that, and that's what really got me into gaming because I used to play them games so much, and especially when I got my Wii basically shot my gaming love sky high as I had Super Mario, Mario Kart, I don't know, Wii Fit, I don't care, it was beautiful, I loved it, it was every moment of it that I liked, I guess, and but they're not my childhood games. They were only in the past few years. But my real childhood games were, well, I was young. My nan had an old Atari, and I used to love playing on that. Like, I didn't have a console around my mum's and dad's, yet my nan and granddad did. And they had an old Atari. I can't remember which one. It might have been the 2600. I'm not sure. But basically, I can remember staying up till midnight playing Dig Dug and Breakout, and this was like the earliest memory I can remember of playing video games. I don't think it. I wouldn't class it as my first time playing video games, like an actual game, but I remember these being my first, which is awesome because I remember staying up all night, as I said, playing these games, and it was just awesome times. The graphics weren't great, but I didn't know that. I've never seen graphics before. Like, I'd only seen real life, and when I looked at these, I didn't think graphics. I thought, oh my god, these games are wonderful. They're so good, and they're so addictive. If you remember the old games like Pong and, as I said, Dig Dug and Breakout, and there used to be this racing car one where you used to go and collect things. I can't remember what that one was. I only have vague memories of it, but I used to love that. And, yeah, and that's what I thought. I was like, these are awesome. They're the best things ever. I'm looking at a TV and I'm controlling what's on it. Whoa. My mind was blown that day. And, yeah, that was my first console, I guess. It wasn't mine. My first original console was the Game Boy Advance. And I got that for my 6th birthday, I think. It was an old one. It was second hand from my friend Luke. He's actually like, I think he's 20 now. He was a lot older than me. He was the older brother to my best friend at the time, and he didn't want it anymore. He didn't play on it anymore, and he just gave it to me. And I didn't know that at the time. I've only just found that out in the past few years. But I've actually got it sitting right next to me with the game in it, Rayman Advance. And that is my favourite game to this day. I love that game so incredibly much. That didn't make sense, but yeah. And there was also a PlayStation 1 version of it. It was just Rayman, I think. And I've also got that game downstairs. My PS2 isn't backwards compatible, sadly, so I can't actually play it, but I'm thinking about buying a PlayStation 1 just for that game. Just getting a second-hand one off eBay because that game is so good. I would recommend checking it out. You can probably pick it up for five quid on eBay or something, but it is so good. Also, talk about a PlayStation 2. That's something else. One of my other games was The Simpsons Hit and Run. Now, this was a very famous game. It was like GTA, but The Simpsons. And it was so amazing. I was actually playing it earlier on my PS2 at my dad's, because if I want good graphics, I've got my PC. I don't see the point in getting a next-gen console because my PC looks better. The selling point of the latest-gen consoles is that they look better than the old ones. Yeah, my PC's got better graphics, so if I want good graphics, I'll play on my PC. If I want to have a console experience, I'll play on my PlayStation 2, or my original Xbox, or even my old 360. I mean, it's right next to me, so I can just play Advanced COD at any time, or, I don't know, freaking Kinect. I mean, I don't know, I never play Kinect, ever. What's the point? I don't get it. It's actually tucked away in my little electronics drawer right now, under everything, so that's what I think about the Kinect. But, off on that little rant, The Simpsons Hit and Run was it was what opened me up to the 3D games, and it blew my mind playing this game. And it still does today. I mean, it doesn't blow my mind anymore in graphics because they're not very good. But the gameplay was just so funny, and the story doesn't make any sense, but it's there. And I think at the moment I'm like, I started again because we got a new PS2 second hand a while ago and I hadn't played it yet. I'm actually borrowing it second hand off a friend. It's not even my game. So yeah, and I'm playing it through again, and I'm on the Bart level just after you finish with Homer, and you're in like central Springfield. That's awesome. Love that game so much. And that PS2 wasn't mine either. I think it was my dad's. I mean, he's not a huge gamer, but he loves racing games. Like, he doesn't like controllers, but he loves racing games, and so he had a steering wheel and pedals for an old racing game for the PlayStation 2. And I can't remember that game, and I can't find it anywhere, but we've got the steering wheels and everything. So, and I was checking if they used USB as well, so I could plug it into my computer and use it for, like, I don't know, the Crew or something, but no, it's them old controller ports for the PlayStation 2. And, yeah, that was my first console, like, that's my childhood console game, but, like, my first proper game, like, I guess it was, like, the one that was actually mine. The Game Boy wasn't mine originally. I still class it as mine, but it wasn't mine. It like, never felt like mine. I never really, I played the game, but I was never huge into it. And then I got my DS. It was my original DS. I saved all the money for this. It was brand new, and I think when it came out, it was £500. I don't know. I'm not sure. It might have been 400. But I saved up lots and lots of money for this. I sold all my toys. I worked, and I was only 6 at this point, guys. Most other 6-year-olds are thinking, oh yeah, Thweeties, I need my Thweeties. But I was thinking, you know, I want this DS, I want this. And I finally got it, because I'd saved up so much for this. I finally got it, and I didn't even think about getting the games, I just wanted it. So when we got there, I bought the DS, and then Dad says, so what do you want to play? And I'm like, I don't have any money for a game. And he was like, I'll buy you a few games. So he got me Pokemon Diamond, because I love watching the Pokemon series on TV, and I got that game, and that was my first Pokemon game, and I still love Pokemon to this day. I've got Omega Ruby, and I've got Omega Ruby. I've got both X and Y. I just love the games. I'm not huge into like what I used to be. I don't EV train or anything. I'm not competitive, but I love the story. Like, I love getting a Pokemon like a level 5, training them up, and then beating the Elite Four. I won't play Pokemon much after that. Once the game is complete, I don't feel like going back and playing all again. But that's what I do, and I guess they're my childhood games. It's quite different from a lot of other people. I know, but you know, they're the games that really got me into gaming, and now I'm sitting here next to my PC talking to you guys on a gaming YouTube channel. So look where that got me. Those were the days. Those were the days.